Caravan ambush again. Frenchie and Dorian, mate. Animals, super loyal. Fucking Frenchie. Steamroll him. I already have 3 prisoners, so yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, you guys all stand over there. I have no use for more prisoners because, like, the funniest thing is Camber out of this group is the only one I actually want to live. The only one I want to take. This is why I say sometimes I take people and I don't necessarily know who the other people are because I took a specific person. I was focused on one person. And then I, like, took other people as well, you know? Like, Doran's definitely going to get killed. There you go. Shot dead. And I don't know if they can reach Frenchie. There we go. I was going to say, I'm like, I don't know if they could reach him, but... Also, some of my horses should have had foals maybe by now, so we might be able to even take more rocks. So, you know, exciting. Let's see, what else can we take? Some knives, some clubs. I don't want all of your shitty hats and stuff. We can take the urns. Somebody definitely had a foal because I can add an urn without it completely breaking the caravan, so there is that. And... I'm already carrying a lot of... I feel like the extra limestone was, like, worth it, although we can pull up granite where we are. And I kind of feel like that's too heavy. Grab an extra rock of fucking slate, why not? We'll take it with us. Alright. So, the funny thing is, because I took a caravan that's perpetually, like, popping out foals the whole way home, it kind of keeps, like, rectifying the issue of weight as we get closer to home. It's kind of funny. Also, if they could take out the floor in here, that would be great. And I have 2 heaters, technically. We might want to just move them inside there for the moment because I'm taking out the walls and roofs eventually. And I don't want them to accidentally go kaboom. But I do need to move the fuck out of these downwards. I think I'll just take it down by like the 2 rows until it's touching. The problem with this is my colonists won't be able to walk past this spot. They will have to actively walk around. Or alternatively, I'll have to stop the stack a little bit shorter, which we kind of did with that one. We took off like 1 extra row of these solars, which we kind of put back with those, realistically. So it's not like it's a huge issue, but like I've got to kind of like shove them elsewhere kind of thing. Like, these ones are going to be probably touching the grow room or the fence, you know. Like, I can put solars all the way on the outside like we did with Dryden, but I do know that they will get absolutely decimated, although I can definitely do that. We're going to have probably enough stuff. Like, can I fit this? Yeah, I can. So yeah, if I want to put like a whole row of solars, I know that they'll be extremely vulnerable to these, but mechs fucking love destroying them. So worst case scenarios, that could always be like a trap for mechs and shit. And my colonists can't really walk over them, so yeah, there's that as an option. Also, my thrombos are out here doing stuff. I guess that's okay. Let's continue with building more of the bedroll situation. So it's on the inside for the upper ones, and it's on this side for the lower ones. Nice. Yeah, so eventually I'm going to have like a absolute metric fuck ton of animal beds throughout this colony, more than we probably need, and that's okay. Because if they start making like really good quality ones, my colonists will go and just like, they'll like them or they'll destroy them, you know? It gives them something to go kick if they have a tantrum, if they have like a masterwork something. And or if they do make a masterwork, I love how Roll's hair is like a purple in here. It's beautiful. It's brilliant. If they have like a masterwork in the room, it will obviously increase how that room looks. And then they obviously like feel better about the room. I also need to put, I don't know how this is going to go sideways. Hold on. What are we doing with sideways? Just all top side. Okay. So that would mean this would be all bottom side. Cool. The fuck was I gonna say? I will also be putting fire foam poppers probably in either every bedroom or every corridor. because I'm gonna probably carpet the fuck out of everyone's room. That is to say, we'll see how I go with like cloth production for that. That will slow down medicine for a hot minute. I accidentally put it in a spot it's not supposed to be, but that's okay. We need... The hell was that? I think something got culled. Anyway, move that onto this side and then get rid of that. I'll need to come back for this one, but this will stand out on its own that way. I also need to put lights down into here too. But again, this is also going to use like a shit ton of electricity and crap too. And like I said, I eventually have to pop the doors on the back end of these rooms as well. The only reason why I'm not doing it now is because it's winter. And they kind of need to retain what little warmth these particular like rooms and stuff have. And I also need to keep an eye on who's using like the double beds as well, so we don't end up with like a brand new colonist comes in and then, you know, they decide that they are going to have like, I don't know, the double bed instead of going for a single bed because the double bed is all masterworks and shit. So yeah. Also, yeah, all the bedrolls, all the animal bedrolls, they're mirrored around the base, if you're wondering. We had it on the other side, which was kind of funny because when I had to swap it to the opposite side, I kind of like, my brain couldn't that day. I was just so tired and I just could not figure out how to fucking mirror it. So I like left it for myself to do like a whole nother day so that I was like more like alert, which reminds me, I'll have to go check on the popped. Hold on. I know I'm nearly at the end of that, but this needs to get closed back up before somebody fucking breaks it. And I didn't realize I had to do this, but because I thought I already had it on there, but maybe when they built the wall around it, they felt differently about the geothermal. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I had it set that all the geothermals, they're not supposed to build it like close the roof and stuff, you know? But who knows? My colonists do some very bizarre shit sometimes. So, speaking of, let's just make sure nobody grabbed the double beds because I kicked out Farrell and McJolly. We got doubles in doubles, that's fine. Okay, so all the animal beds for the most part have been constructed. Did you set the roof zones as remove and not ignore? No, I did say it as set to remove roof, right? So like they should never make a roof in those areas. And they're pretty good about it, but I just don't know why when I popped the edge on this, they came running immediately to try to put a roof in here. So I just made sure that it was like set up right and stuff, and then they left it alone. Like for the most part, all the animals are fine. Like I've also moved them to like their spots and shit as well, and they've stopped like freaking out about that too. And by the look of it, they look like they're like maybe planting up some of these areas. That would be nice. Although these spots, I don't want them to harvest these. These are for the animals specifically. I don't want them to harvest whatever these are. These are kind of like little slip zones that like, you know, the animals will just perpetually eat and shit. So like for instance, up here is a perfect little spot. If I don't cut that, it's a perfect little like a same kind of space as what we had down the bottom. So that will work. All right, so everybody should have a bedroom. I don't have carpet and everything yet. I also do have like probably enough components. All of my turrets, I believe, are made. I keep losing power at night, but that's because solar. So I think, how many have we got? I know it will cap out at 200 if I have more than 200. But let's find out. Oh, I grabbed something on the ground there. Get rid of that. I have got 155 turrets. So we've got a little bit less than we had at Dryden. But I also have a bunch of rock formations like here that I can't put it, and down the bottom here where I can't put it, that one. So there's at least like 3 kind of spots, which is why we keep getting attacks down the bottom, because this isn't perfectly solid kind of thing. Like there's a little dip on the inside, and this is a big group dip here. So I need to compensate by putting a turret somewhere else there. And I could mine out this. I could mine it out and I could have like little zip sort of spots there and that would be fine. It would shoot, but I don't want to. I kind of like the gigantic wall behind it. And I know that if a turret blows up, it'll break a big circle, you know. Let's see. Animal starvation. Quite a lot of them are starving. Shield user has seen tattered apparel, 170 odd. Have got tattered apparel. Hungry pan animals. Major break wrist, McPherson, lean huntsman. At least a couple of them have got the plague, so that's fine. Medical treatment for Turk. Alright, hold on. If he's back down here, who's in the area? I can do medical at this time of night. I do think that Lincoln can do medical. Yeah, Lincoln can do medical. When you're done cooking your meal, mate, you might be a good candidate to walk over here and just do... Although, Esme, can you do medical? No. Well, can. It's not that good. Kit can. I also don't know why there's fucking animals getting back in here. Like, are they coming for the bed or something? Hold on. If I say that this is now... Not that. If I said that this is all medical... and then it's not medical, whoever's in the area should claim the bed. So do that. And then do that with up here. I'm gonna do this every so often because like these animals are now up into these zones. There we go. Okay, there's like a little tiny like cap at the top here that they're all like rushing towards. Okay, so that should sort out the beds at the top. And there's probably a bunch down here too that's also like rushing for like different spots as well. Let's change those over. There you go. Okay, so now the animals, give or take, that are in the area should only want to use the beds that are in said area. They shouldn't potentially keep going out to an area that they don't actually like exist in. I kind of need to get like this section up here too. I don't know if I can get it past the lamb. I want to get the ground here. There we go. Okay, so now whatever is here should go and allocate themselves to a bed. So they shouldn't potentially go between areas, although I saw them taking cows out of here. And I was kind of curious why and how the cow got in here. Because there's no gate. And as far as I know, there's no fucking animals getting through this. And I've said that no animals can be in this one except for boomalopes and obviously like the flock of cats that we happen to have. And all the panthers and stuff. Although, since kicking them out, they're going for beds. So, good. Because I have like a shit ton of beds that the cats can go find. There's a fuck ton of those around the map. Every bed's loaded with a cat. It's fantastic. Or a panther. Within range. I will say that the cats can walk up the length of this. I would like them to be able to get up there, but if they go too far, they start starving. Because I just don't have a lot of food. But they should be able to go and pick out whatever fucking soft bed and shit, because there's beds in here. And that should stop them from going and sleeping outside, which should stop them from getting downed, hopefully. Eventually, if I get to a point where we have stability in food, I'll let them roam wherever within, like, the main base area. But if we can't, like, get a point of stability, I won't, like, stress. I just lost, like, the corner bit there, but that's fine. Let's move that down by 1. And I won't be able to put this on this side, but I will be able to expand this one up. Like that. There we go. It'll miss, like, that little bit there, and I don't want that in the doorway. And Cody's got the flu. It's too fucking cold. Sorry. Is it like too fucking cold or something? It is like -8. It was like -11. That room is like 8. Some of these rooms do need heating. Some of these rooms could benefit from having a fireplace dropped in them. I kind of want to move these back by 1 because I kind of just don't have a lot of space for like a shelf or something in here. But I also do not need this many stone cutter benches soon. So very, very soon I'll be getting rid of a lot of my stone cutter benches. Work Frenzy, Johnson, you gotta be shitting me. Hi Azula. I see you wanting up on the desk. Hold on, Azula requires packs. Anyway, yeah, I'll get rid of all the like fucking stone cutter benches. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them soon. I do want to move these ones back. Azula has joined us on the desk. She's looking at her fuzzy donut. She's gonna sit in. It's underneath the monitor. Alright, so we'll get that back up there. I'll be able to move this one forwards once these two are out of the way. Azula has settled. Mal is inspired. Alright. I thought I said for this to go somewhere, but maybe that one's already got one in there. I've already got 3 in there. I don't have a heater in there, but I don't need it. I do need a heater in there. And I've already got 2 heaters in there. Okay. So we'll move one of these down into here, I guess. Oh no, we got 4. Okay, hold on. Let me put... I know that winter will end at some point and we'll be fine. This is a pretty big room, so I'm going to put 4 to maintain the temperature. I'm not putting one in there. The grow rooms I can't fit because the fireplace needs like a thing in front of it and stuff. I'll put one there for the moment. I do love the fact that you can put a fireplace next to a 5-foam popper. I do find like the amusement in that. Now, I don't have actual fireplaces in here, and I kind of need at least a couple to maintain some warmth throughout the place. So I'll just shove a few in here. I got rid of them at one point. I do have like a couple, but I got rid of most of them because I didn't need them. Same with, I've got prisoners inbound, so we are gonna want heaters in here. I have a lot of medical beds. We're also gonna need lights and stuff, so I don't want to grab the extra one up there. I've got that one up there, so I want to turn off those because I'm going to put fireplaces in there instead. I want these lit up. Same with these, need to be lit up. I just don't have sufficient power for them at the moment. So if I can compensate with a bit of fire, like that one, allow for fueling. Yeah, if I could get them to like light a couple of the fireplaces around the place, that'd be great. I'd love to be able to like turn off some of these, but I'm also like still using them kind of. Let's chuck that there. Like every other kind of room, give or take. That one's getting rebuilt and the room isn't shut yet. I don't know if that's warm enough, but it is storing food, so I don't really want to super put it in there. It looks like I haven't fixed up the wall in that spot either too. So that's a little spot I've got to come back to. I think we were trying to let them passage through it. There was like a door mistake that I initially made, which honestly Nitro doesn't care. He's like, yeah, this is easier. All right, so we'll put that on those rooms. I don't have a fireplace up in there yet. I did put one for here. I don't think I even have the fucking space in here to put one, but these have a fireplace that's working. That one's got a heater thing that's working. We'll get some extra floors up in here too. We've got corpses in a work frenzy, which is neat. And I will have to touch up like the floors and shit because I am moving the walls back a little bit. And how is Turk doing? Because I never tended to him. Who's in the area? Corpsey is. Corpsey can do medical. Yeah, you can. Well, I know you're consuming a packaged survival meal, but can you tend to Turk? And how is Farrell doing? Farrell is not yet to the point of walking, so we'll see. Work frenzy, Corpsey. Of course, I've like grabbed Corpsey to go do something, but this is fine. So we are gonna need like a different power source. I super don't want to go and like harvest all the wood off my map and then throw in like a couple of like burners or something. But solar and geothermals combined are just not enough for what we're doing here. Mind you, I also did like let everybody have kind of heaters for the most part throughout like all the beds and stuff. So that was one difference that I kind of did. All right, so we got fireplaces up there, and it's nearly like the end of winter anyway. So like if I wanted to go around and turn off all the little heaters, that would probably help. Chimpanzee mate, can you also... Troxo's coming to move that. Okay. As long as Troxo isn't actively working on it. Because if Troxo's working on it, and that's why it's not moving... Okay, he's actually going to move the stuff. That's fine. But I do need to check back on Corpse. He can go and eat. Turk's up and about because he's been tended to again. Once Farrell, I guess, gets like one more tending, maybe he'll get back up. Maybe? Yeah. Who else? What else we got? I want to move this down, but I'm waiting for Troxo to come and like move it. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad thing to throw the cows into that paddock. Because like I only have like a couple of them, realistically. And I have like quite a substantial amount of animals in that top thing. I know I just shifted everything. Is there medicine outside? No, it's just a thing. That's fine. There. I'm looking for this. Can we say cows can come back in here? And cows cannot be in here. That'd be fun. They should move all the cows down then. I'm trying to like balance it out that like this area doesn't have like a shit ton of animals. But it does have some stuff that I want like their resources nearby. I don't want to be like super left out. And same with like, you know, my chickens and stuff down here. Every time I put down an egg box, they tend to just like, I don't know, they tend to just like fucking steal all the like unfertile eggs will just end up in a box, or all the fertile eggs will end up in a box and stuff. What else is it doing? Let's see. We've moved all the bottom row of solars. I do have to move the side ones. We've moved all of them, which we now need a proper fence along the back of them, which is fine. We are moving those. This one needs a proper fence added to it. And yeah, once they've built these ones, I guess we do want this to disconnect because they'll connect onto this, so it's not like a huge issue. But we'll still be down like a half a dozen fucking solars at a time. Until I've got like the solars kind of like fixed up, I don't super want to construct a bunch of other stuff or extra things kind of thing. I know that doesn't make like a lot of sense, but I don't want them to go off and like build a bunch of floors or build a bunch of armor or weapons or something like that when I may need those components, you know? And it looks like I can finish these two bits too. This should be a solid roof, all that sort of stuff. And by the look of it, I have, apart from that heater, I appear to have nothing of actual value in this space, which means that these two air conditioners can get disassembled because then my people will path through there anyway. Moment I still have technically valuables in there, and I don't have a spot for the heater yet, but I could move that into here. Not that that's like super useful, but I got fireplaces. But where do we need a heater? I'm not putting it in there. I'm not putting one in there. We've got 4 plus the fucking burners in there. We've got heaters in there. I've got a heater in with the animals. All of these rooms have heaters. They have heaters that are disabled. And all of these rooms essentially have heaters. So I have like a spare heater. I guess I could throw that down in here for the moment. Like fuck knows where, like there or something. And yeah, that will just get this out of this spot for the moment. The only reason why I want to do that is there are a couple of bits here where I want to like mine that. I do want to mine out like this corner and stuff so that things can path through. Because yeah, once this is effectively like open and stuff, my colonists will be able to like move through it more freely. I will get rid of the walls and stuff. I will eventually like dig out all this area and stuff. I have got like pillars and shit in the area to kind of protect them for the most part. And I should be able to build more of that fence too. There we go. That should stop the animals from hopefully not getting in there anymore. And I will need to put one in that spot once it's been dug out. Who's in the area that can digging? I guess Shizuka technically can. Abba's coming for that spot though. I don't know where Abba is in reference to like how close we are to it, but it's fine. So I did keep like a couple of like really good legendary like chairs and shit. We ended up using like blue fur, which I did say like as we like make more and stuff, I do want to kind of get rid of the ones that are just good quality so that like this room ends up being like insane kind of thing. For the most part, just having chairs was good, and now just having everything being borderline fucking amazing. I want this room to be somewhere where they want to come in and potentially break something over something else in the colony, you know, because whatever's in here is more valuable than whatever's out there. Like, I saw I had a silver poker table that was normal. I have a limestone poker table and another one that's good. I have these two good billiards tables. I have one that's excellent. And I have like masterwork beds and shit, which I could get rid of wherever the fuck a normal bed is. Could get rid of like a less, like a poor quality one would be good to get rid of. And not like a masterwork. Normal would be an okay one to get rid of. Like these are kind of like just normal quality. Let's see if I can find like a normal or a poor quality. If there's another poor quality one, I'll get rid of it because I think I had two masterworks. And it wouldn't hurt them to make a better quality one. Okay. There were two normals over here, I'm pretty sure. Excellent, good, normal. Okay. We'll get rid of them, and then that will allow me to install the good masterwork fucking beds that I've got. I've got one masterwork there, and I've got three. So there's the second masterwork. Where is the third bed? 1, 2. Where did it find that third one? I don't see it. Maybe I was like grabbing something else there, maybe? Nope, it's just... No, there is apparently 3 masterwork double beds here. Where the shit is the third one? I'm not seeing it. Not like in here somewhere. I don't know. Either way, where are the extra wall lamps that I'm seeing in here? Because we don't want those. I feel like it's like right here and I fucking can't see it. Or when it's saying like various, maybe I'm like clicking extra. If there's only 2, there's 2. But I did notice that there were like armchairs that were like special and shit. Like we need to pull apart the steel table. I could pull apart like the jade tables. They're only like good quality. I thought I had an extra steel table in here. But maybe I sold one? I don't know. But yeah, I have like extra poker tables and stuff like that. I'm like, I'll have to find places for those. It does look like they're happy enough to pass through here now that we've got space. I do need to probably get rid of like, we'll see how this shapes out. I think it's right. But yeah, now that we've got like this opening, they are so keen to like go through here. I'll get rid of the door and shit. This will also mean that there's an extra solar here. And I do have to get rid of this corner of, well, I don't actually have to do it like that, I think. I could do this to replace it. There. Okay, and I need a little bit more actual fencing in that spot there. And I think I got to move this over by 1 more. I don't think I took that out. I think it was just mined. That spot is, I think, getting mined. It's fine. Okay, so they can kind of like path in and out through here, which is making shit probably a little bit easier for them. They can put slag and rocks and all that business in here, which honestly, if I said they couldn't put like stones up in here, they would still have it pretty close by. So if I was to get another infestation in here, we could probably get in pretty well. And I don't know if furniture is TVs or if that was something else. Let's have a quick look. Buildings, production art. There's those, but mystic recreation. Here we go. I don't want recreation. I do want recreation and stuff here. I do want them to accept recreation into these zones so that if they have like the extra stuff, they can move it to it. That'll work. All right. So they should move the flat screen TV out of here, or TVs. I don't mind them putting the statues here. This is perfectly fine. And I want them to move this down one. So we've got a little bit more space. I might be able to put some like stuff in the area. And apparently we have more steel, which is already super close to that spot, which I honestly don't think that they're going to go up there, but the odd chance that one of my miners wants to walk all the way up here and work on some steel, they can go ham. Because like I said, if I get to a point where I just have a stupidly large amount of steel surplus, I will start trading in that, and I'll still be trying to make like weapons and armor and shit. So like I will eventually make armor here. Like I find it funny that like the last location was mostly making like weapons for everybody, so everybody had something to work with. This location will be like making sure everybody's eventually got like armor and shit. That's of course if they don't completely die from like starvation and winter and all that stuff every fucking year. But yeah, basically at this point we build a couple more buildings. We got like the hospital, we got like a chem fuel room, which I never thought I'd have, but we got the extra grow rooms, the 2 grow rooms, and we've finally like popped open the old original unintended storage space, and we're moving that all back inside. Everybody's got a cat bed. All the animals have areas, although they're kind of like not sticking to it. We're working with that and trying to plant out everything hopefully before spring, so that when spring starts, everything's planted and can grow. And we also have 3 fucking prisoners in the caravan that's on the way back that's been attacked twice. So yeah, once we integrate them, we'll go from what, 299 to fucking, I think it's like 302 or some shit. So that's if they all live too. Camber's the only prisoner out of the group that actually do want to live, and he's like the only one that's like struggling and infected and shit. But yeah,